I'm in Australia right now, and I don't know why or what, but I've decided to record something. Before I left, I had multiple people coming up to me who knew I was going on this big trip, like, yeah, I've never heard somebody who like goes on a trip like that and doesn't come back with a whole new perspective, like their life has changed in some type of way. And I don't know about you, but I think that's a pretty big deal. Pretty high expectations when I'm just trying to, I don't know, travel and live my life a little bit. And I guess I wanted to change my life in some type of way, but can it? Is that a guarantee because everybody does that when they go on big trips? I don't know. And like, close to the end of the trip now, and I do feel like it's made me see things a little different perspective, but also I am still the person I was before, and I don't know what level of expectation I should have, what's an appropriate amount of life being changed to come from one or two big trips. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's been on my mind a little bit. Has my life changed due to this trip? Will I even know? I don't know now, and I guess maybe a part of the reason I decided to film right now is we just got back from Lady Elliot, which is an island on the Great Barrier Reef. We were there for the last 2 days, and that was completely remote, no Wi-Fi, no cell service, just us snorkeling and hanging out there. That was cool, but it was nice to have that in a way where I couldn't check Instagram, so I didn't, and it did not matter at all, did not feel difficult at all. I don't know, felt a little bit more in touch with reality, I guess, where just everything that is right in front of you is what actually matters. It is kind of crazy to me that that's just how life was for everybody for a very long time until just the last couple of decades. That you could just go somewhere and not be accessible and not have access to any of your friends or family or celebrity or whatever. You could just go somewhere and be there. And I think that's cool. And I guess that is one of my little takeaways that I've had so far from Japan and Australia, is especially in Japan, where we did not plan that much in advance. Like, we knew we were going to Japan. We knew what cities we were going to, but as far as what we were doing each day, we really didn't know for a lot of it. But I would wake up every morning and feel like, what am I gonna do today? That was the only question on my mind. There was no time to dwell on the past or worry about the future like I tend to do back home. It was literally just taking it one day at a time, like, what do I want to do today? And honestly, I feel like that is healthy. I feel like that's how people are supposed to work. Just worry about today. You can't change the past. You don't know the future. So don't fucking worry about it so much, man. Just figure out what you're gonna do today. That's all you gotta do. And yeah, that made it easier in a way to be short-sighted and to be like, I don't know where I am, I don't know anybody here, I don't know what I'm gonna do or who I'm gonna talk to, but like that thing around the corner looked pretty cool the other day, so that's where I'm gonna go. Or like, I found this thing on Google Maps and I'm gonna check it out. Or I really wanna try some sushi today, I haven't had enough of it yet, so let's just find a place that does that. That was kind of my thought process on the daily while I was in Japan. But yeah, I guess that's it. That's the message right now. That's what I have at the moment anyway, is that it's been very refreshing and freeing and nice to be away from home. And it's not even so much not having obligations, although that is a part of it, but it's the fact that I can't really afford, I don't have the time to think about what happened yesterday or what I'm going to do a week from now. It's just, alright, what do I want to do today? I don't need to sound redundant, but that's the philosophy, I guess, that I'm trying to take home with me. And who knows if I'll do that successfully. That's another thing I could talk about, worry about a little bit, is that as much as it's been great being out here on the other side of the world, will I take anything home with me? I mean, I bought a fuck ton of Japan souvenirs that I definitely will be taking home with me. But you know what I mean. Will any of the, I don't know, emotions that I felt, that life-changing perspective change that people have told me about when they go on their travels, will any of that last? Will any of that remain with me when I go home? Or am I just gonna go home and revert back to who I was back then? Like, honestly speaking, I think I'll go back a little bit. But I guess I've got to make a little bit of a conscious effort as well to, I don't know, appreciate what I've done out here, appreciate the different cultures and perspectives I've seen, not to sound high school book report about it or whatever, but I don't know. I want to make more of an effort this time, I guess, to just feel, period, I don't know, to just feel what I felt out here and take that back with me and do a better job of being travel Tyler when I'm home. I don't know, I live in Boston right now, and that's a pretty cool city, but I've been there 2.5 years and I feel like I haven't done that much. It's very easy to move into your own apartment and settle into your own routine, and that is the extent of your life, no matter how cool of a place you live in or how excited you were to be there. I think I gotta do some more touristy things when I'm at home. Maybe that will help remind me more to be more of that one day at a time person, just figuring out what I want to do right now and appreciating what I can do right now. Like, yeah, I'm sure all the people here in Brisbane, Australia find it boring and regular sometimes, and being in Tokyo, Japan too, like, crazy city, crazy different culture from Boston. But yeah, if I lived there, I'm sure it would be pretty easy to settle into a routine and just not explore all of the crazy anime shit. I don't know, all the crazy stuff, the tourist attractions, the pop culture and whatever they got out there. It's just easier to appreciate it in a way, in a weird way. When you're the outsider, you can appreciate it more because it is so different, it is so irregular from what you're used to. That, and also knowing that you're there for such a limited time, I think for me it's like I try to maximize every day that I can, fill it with whatever funny tourist things I can do or just cool stuff I happen to stumble across. I want to be doing multiple things every day, whereas at home I want to be doing 0 things a day. Genuinely, I love the days where I have nothing to do and do nothing, and sometimes don't even leave the apartment at all. And I mean, I do think you need those days from time to time. But I don't know. I feel like I do a bad job at times of going out and, like, if I have nothing planned at home, I don't know, just go to the fucking movies or something, I don't know. Like, I'm bad at even doing that. Just go out and find something fun to do today. You live in a cool place. Most people live in pretty cool places. There's a lot of cool places in the world. And no matter, like, how boring it is, I don't know. I think to an outsider, it's a cool place to visit. Even if you're in a middle of nowhere, rundown town, it's a cool place to see if you're visiting. I believe that anyway. I wanna see some more random ass places in the country and in the world that have nothing in particular going on. Just to see it, talk to people there, experience life in that place for a little bit. That is something I hope to do sooner rather than later, is, I don't know, do the stereotypical cross-country road trip and see what the hell is going on in Oklahoma. That's what I want to do with my life. And I want to do it in Europe too, and I don't know, wherever else. This was my first time. I realized I knocked off 2 continents that I'd never been to, in Asia and Australia. And I've been doing it all here. Meeting people and just seeing the tourist sites. And I don't know, I think when I go back home to Boston, I gotta do some touristy shit. See what we got going on. Like, it's easy to not appreciate the places that you're from or that you live. I mean, of course, because you live there. But it's also easy to get excited about those places. And I think that's something I'm taking away a little bit right now from the trip. You can get excited about the coolest places or the randomest places or the things that just happen to stand out to you. I walked past a place when I was in Kyoto called Beer and Coffee. Written in English, it was just beer and coffee. And I was like, that's kind of funny. I want to go in there. So I did, and it was cool. It was admittedly one of those places where I walk in and everybody turned and looked at me, like this small little place, and I clearly a foreigner walk in and everyone's like, what's this random white boy doing in here by himself? I definitely felt a little bit of that out of place, I guess, but I still went in and I had a good time, and I would do it again. Yeah, as of right now, I got a few days left in Australia, so I'm gonna try to enjoy that. I'm gonna try to keep taking one day at a time and seeing what happens. And maybe most importantly, I hope I can continue to do that when I get home too. And I hope that I can get myself more excited about the places that I live and see every single day, or the things that I haven't seen within those places. I hope I can encourage myself to just go do that, because being a tourist for the last month has opened my eyes to the fact that you can be a tourist anywhere and you can enjoy it anywhere, and the goddamn airplanes always drown out my points. The sun's completely going down now. Time's running out on the trip, guys. I gotta enjoy it while I can. So I'm gonna go do that now. But I guess the message to myself and to everybody today is be a tourist in your own city. And if there's ever any question you ask yourself when you wake up in the morning, let it just be, what do I want to do today? That's all that has to matter. Good night.
So, Ferb, what do you want to do today?